legends. Pure of heart and awakened by fury. That's what I am.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm joined here with UnrealEntGaming. Today we're going to be talking about the future of the Dragon Ball Super manga chapters, mainly focusing on one of the characters that we haven't really discussed, this being Elec. We just finished with manga chapter 82, and we had some future kind of foreshadowed moments by Goku talking about the betrayal of Raditz with him and kind of getting that parallel with Gas and his brother. So I want you to tell me, Alex, what do you think is going on in the background with Elec's true motive? What's his purpose? What is he really doing there?
Well, I think that Elec definitely has sinister motives and intentions, because the way he's treating his siblings, it looks as though he's kind of using Gas as sort of like being the instrument to get rid of Granola, to get rid of Goku and Vegeta, and whatever it is that I think he has up his sleeve is going to be a detriment to Gas. Now, we've said this before on some of our previous discussions, where I think that if Gas ends up losing to Goku, which I do think may actually happen, then this is only going to be something where Elec can actually use against him to suggest, okay, well, I'm just going to disown you. Why should you be a part of the Heater clan when you were the one that made a mockery of us? You lost to Bardock, you lost to Goku, and you can't seem to ever get the job done. But guess what? I can get the job done, because as courtesy of the Cerulean Dragon, the requirement, or at least whatever the dragon had wanted in return for you to be the strongest, is this, right? So I think that, that needs to be established, because we saw how Granola had to sacrifice a portion of his life to become the strongest. And with that being said, we don't know like what the instrument, or like the sacrifice, or like the requirement is for Gas to become the strongest. I mean, so Elec had to have given something up. He had to have, just made somewhat of an exchange, but we don't know what that exchange is. And I think that whatever this might be is going to favor Elec regardless. And I really do think that by the end of it, we might see a betrayal where Elec turns his back on the Heaters. Now, what do I mean by this? I can definitely see Maki and Oil sticking up for Gas, because even though, yeah, Elec is the older brother, I can definitely see Maki and Oil just looking at him and being like, what are you doing? Like, this is our brother. Like, why are you acting like that? Why are you disowning him? No, like, we're not going to stand for it. So the main baddie is Elec in all of this, because he is the puppet master to the puppets. But in terms of what it is that he wants, I mean, it's fairly obvious. He wants control. He wants to be able to, liberate himself and to be able to live out this life where he has full control, full power, full wealth. And I don't, Elec doesn't strike me as being someone that, wants to be the strongest in the universe, but I do think that he wants to be the smartest. I do believe that he wants to be the most influential and possibly one of the most feared. So whatever it is that this exchange came from to make Gas the strongest is something that I really want to see unfold, because whatever it is, I mean, it's bound to be juicy unless it's just lazy writing and they don't really, elaborate on that. But I think that by the end of it, he's going to turn his back on them. And the reason why he's going to do it is because if Gas fails, he's going to look at all of them as being failures. You know what I mean?
Definitely, and you kind of get that vibe with chapter 82. He already kind of sees it, and he already said that they're not capable of beating Goku, even though Goku hasn't even tapped into his full power, where Maki and Oil basically were about to charge at him, but they're like, even if they used their instincts, they wouldn't be able to take him out. So Elec kind of already sees how this playing field is going, and if history repeats itself with Goku beating Gas once again, just like Bardock did, I feel as though Elec is just going to really say, all right, you guys are all useless. It's time for me to show my true colors. It's been foreshadowed already by Goku, like we said, with Goku talking about how he was betrayed by Raditz, so you can't really trust even your own brothers. So that's what he was trying to tell to Gas. And as we saw, like, some of the character development we saw with Gas here, not really or more of his history being revealed in chapter 82, it shows that he's been humiliated before, and he's just trying to come up and fight against that, because it's been known across like the galaxy at this point, where even the prisoners know about this stuff. And if all of them know about that, and he's fighting this inner turmoil, him having to lose again is probably the breaking point where it's like, okay, you're an ultimate failure. And Elec is like, all right, so if he's an ultimate failure and you guys can't even defeat Goku, it's time for me to step up and take over everything, because all of you guys are useless and you guys don't have any real purpose or serve my purpose for whatever it may be. Now, the most interesting part that, like you mentioned here, is that what did he give up for this wish? What do you think he could have possibly given up to the dragon in terms of his wish, because when Granola made his wish, he gave up some of his lifespan. So what would you think he did?
I don't think that Elec gave anything up that had to do with like himself. I think that if all else, he probably just said, you know what, give up whatever Gas has and just allow that to just roll on through the way it does. I think that it's definitely not anything that Elec has to offer that's going to, you know, be a detriment to him. But if all else, he probably sacrificed Gas's own life without Gas even realizing, because can you imagine Gas's reaction to just being like, wait, you shortened my own life to make me this strong? If I would have known that from the beginning, I wouldn't let you do that. Like, what are you doing? You know, so it's got to be something sinister, you know. It has to be something where it's like, oh well, you know, to pay that price, I mean, you're gonna have to put out something, so might as well put out your life. And whatever it is that I think is going to happen, I definitely think in my heart of hearts that Granola is gonna be the one to slay Elec, which I think definitely needs to happen. But for Gas, I think that it should be Goku because of the history that Gas already has with Bardock. And it doesn't have to be someone, or at least a scenario where Goku kills him, but simply a scenario where he beats him and Elec then takes more of an aggressive approach to be like, okay, well, you're a failure. I mean, we're just gonna disown you, because what's the point of anything that you've done for us if all you've ever done was fail? Like, you know what I mean? So that's my stance on that.
Definitely. I feel like as though Elec has to be defeated by Granola, but if this does come into fruition, if Gas does lose to Goku, what we've heard is that this manga arc could still be continued for the rest of the year. What do you see happening in like this final battle with Elec? Because I feel as though Goku beating Gas, I think he may be a bit drained after that. And I mean, Granola is being healed up right now by Minato, but I mean, will we see Vegeta and Granola have to team up or something against Elec? What do you think might happen there for that final battle, and how strong do you think he would be? Because that's another whole opportunity.
But that really all depends though on like what they do with Elec, because see, then we're entering like tricky territories. Because okay, let's just say Elec is the big bad. I mean, what are you gonna do with him? He doesn't want to be the strongest. He said that himself. He could care less about power. So what is it? You know, like maybe it's eternal life. I mean, who knows? I just think that however this plays out, I mean, it would be even like, can you imagine this? This would be something that would shock me, and I think that would allow for me to like this arc that much more, is if you did have Goku, Vegeta, and Granola, you know, go up against Elec. But it's not just them. Being the fact that Elec went into business for himself, now we have Goku, Vegeta, and Granola, you know, indirectly teaming up with Maki, Oil, and Gas to fight Elec. Why is that? Well, Elec disowned his own family. He disowned them. He thinks that they're cowards, weaklings, subordinates that just kept on failing him. He's gonna do things, and he's gonna do things alone. That would ultimately prompt, you know, that would prompt, you know, the family members, in this case Maki and Oil and even Gas, to be like, whoa, you know, why would you do that? Like the sense of betrayal would just be through the roof. And it would be insane to see like a scenario where Elec ends up fighting Granola if he comes back into the fight of Vegeta and Goku, and just right before he's about to finish them, out of nowhere Gas just stops Elec, and Elec is like, what are you doing? And Gas is like, failure, huh? Like, you calling me a failure? Like, you know, stuff like that. It would be insane, because what a twist that would be. Not for the other heaters to turn good, but just simply fight off their own brother to suggest like, wow, so you've been using us this whole time, you know, as pawns in your game. That's messed up, and we're not going to stand for it. So that would be nuts to see. But that's, I mean, that again varies on the direction for Elec. But if given that, you know, circumstance, I think that would be something, or an approach that I would take, you know, considering how all hell broke loose with everybody else, and everything basically happened. You know, Goku fought Granola, Goku fought Gas, Granola fought Vegeta, Granola fought Gas. Everyone fought because of Elec. Everyone had beef because of Elec. Everyone was in this position because of Elec. So now when you start to understand like, oh, so you're the problem, then the question becomes, what do we do about it, you know?
And him being that smart, I think he knows that, and for them to all, let's say, theoretically team up against him, how powerful would he have to be for all of these fighters to line up and fight him? because him being that smart, he's gonna eventually have to be like, okay, so if Gas doesn't win this, or if he actually history repeats itself and he fails again, what's the backup plan? And what would his level of power be if these level of fighters have to fight him? Because like you said before in one of our previous videos, they're missing an opportunity here, kind of in a sense where it could have been MUI plus Ultra Ego teaming up against somebody in a really, really good clash. What if that's the opportunity for that? And how powerful would that enemy have to be? Would it be in some way, shape, or form him getting a buff where everyone is going to have to take him on? If this arc is going to stretch for the rest of the year, I feel like that would make sense. But where would that come from?
But I don't think that even matters, because in chapter 82, he flat out just told Maki and Oyo, hey, let's just go and take out Vegeta, Granola, and Monaito. And outside of, Granola and Monaito, Vegeta's Vegeta. So for him to kind of be confident to tell the other two, hey, they're vulnerable, let's take them out, I don't even think he has to get that strong, because everyone's already really, really tired and really weak at this point. So, that I think really doesn't really hold any merit, because at this point, if everyone's tired and vulnerable, then that's the opportunity that you really need to seize, that moment to take them out,
Very good point. Honestly, if the strongest fighters are amongst them, they're all in a weakened state, he can easily take control by killing them all. That's a very, very good point.
That's why I feel like if that opportunity were to be presented, again, same thing with Granola. He shot Granola, the so-called second strongest warrior in the universe. He just blew a hole through him with a gun. And that's because Granola was tired. Granola was essentially beaten down. And all you really need is like that one moment to just swoop on in and do what you got to do to take out the opposition. And that's exactly what he did. And that's exactly what he could do if everyone is, basically in that position. So to kind of give my final thoughts on this, I think that, to stop him, I think would require everyone's help if they're all exhausted and tired and betrayed and beaten. But the one that should get the final blow on him should without a doubt be Granola. Granola should actually, I think, kill Elec, in my opinion, the same way he did his mom. And that's either use his blaster against him or just use his, Cerulean sniping skills to just blow a hole through him.
That makes the most sense, because if everybody's in this weakened state where even if he wants to sacrifice his own brother or take him out after this fight with Goku goes down, he could do it. If Granola is the one being healed right now and he gets healed up, he is going to be the only one in fighting condition to take out Elec. He's going to be the one with the most history to take out Elec, and he has the most beef, so it makes the most sense for it to be Elec versus Granola and redeem Granola for a lot of the things that he's done out of just pure spite during this arc, and really fix a lot of the problems that he's caused. So with that being said, I want you guys to tell us in the comment section below, what do you guys think is going to happen? What do you guys think Elec's purpose? What is his motive? What do you think he gave up in order to make this wish happen? So let us know in the comment section below. Make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe, hit that bell icon. Make sure you guys check out Alex's channel, UnrealEntGaming. We'll be seeing you guys next time. Until then, everybody, take care. Peace.